Are they muffins? They're muffins. Are we going to space? Space! Space! We're going to read Chapter 3 of Shipping and Handling by Pegasus Rescue Brigade. And I'm going to start now because honestly I do not feel like having a really good intro of 20 seconds. Muffins! Ditzy burst through the door of the employee lounge, leapt in the air and did a somersault at Abraham Lincoln, tried to pull onto Optimus Prime, but they collided in the air. And they both got hit by a Care Bear stare. And flew straight across the room to the breakfast table. An entire muffin was already in her mouth before her hooves even touched the floor again. The gray Pegasus chewed contently for a few moments. Hungry today, are we? Ditzy snapped out of her muffin trance and turned to glance at the pony who had addressed her. Oh, hi, Breeze, she greeted cheerfully after managing to swallow the large quantity of muffins she had been chewing. Hey, Breeze replied, flashing a friendly smile. So, how'd the first job go yesterday? Did you manage to fulfill your client's request? Ditzy nodded enthusiastically and proceeded to tell her coworker all about her previous day's assignment. Well, sounds like an easy one, but I bet Candy Floss planned that. It's your first assignment, and oh gosh, I started to slow down after the first part, after I was doing the space thing. Breeze answered with her story and had concluded. But still, you had a very creative way of handling it. Sounds like it went well. Yeah, Ditzy replied, groping for another muffin. And I had a really good price too, 200 bits. Breeze grinned. Wait till you get a job from Cannerlaw, he replied. You can make a lot more than that if you know how to haggle. Haggle. Really? Asked Ditzy, surprised that any pony would be willing to pay that much. We work in a rare business, Ditzy, Breeze said. It's a tough job sometimes, but if we have a few successful jobs in a week, many money problems that you have will vanish pretty dang quickly. Ditzy imagined her life. If she had doubled what she had made in her old job, she wouldn't be struggling to get by anymore. She could purchase better food, give her cottage the maintenance it needed, and even buy Dinky those little expensive dolls she wanted for her birthday. Aww. Oh, there goes my lung again. Is that blood? Yeah, it's blood. Is this your new friend then, Breeze? Came an accented voice. Ditzy and Breeze turned to see another Pegasus entering the room. He had a white coat and a dark gray mane, and wore a small beret, perched at an angle on his head. He had a rain cloud for a cutie mark. Morning, cloud cover, Breeze said. He turned back to Ditzy. Ditzy, this is Cloud Cover, he said. He's the only other Pegasus that works here besides the two of us. Pleasure to meet you, Cloud Cover said, extending a hoof to Ditzy. I know that accent, Ditzy said as she shook the newcomer's hoof. You're from Trottingham, aren't you? Righto, Cloud Cover responded. I'm surprised you're familiar with the accent. Trottingham isn't exactly next door. Oh, I've been around, Ditzy replied. I used to be a mailmare. There isn't a city in Equestria I haven't visited at some point or another. Oh, right, Cloud Cover chuckled. Breeze told me yesterday that you wound up in here by somewhat accident. She succeeded on her first assignment, though, Breeze cut in. Splendid, the white Pegasus replied. I'll admit, I failed my first test quite badly, but I've gotten a mite better since then. Ditzy turned over to Breeze as Cloud Cover floated over the table for some coffee. So, Breeze, how many other ponies work here? Just two, said Breeze. They should be here at any moment, actually. There was a loud crash in the vicinity of the staircase, followed by a wild laughter and... I'm back after a small visit to the hospital. And that wasn't expected. I'm back after a small visit to the hospital and a bit of steroids. Splendid, the white Pegasus replied. I'll admit I failed my first task quite badly, but I've seemed to got a mite better since then. Ditzy turned to Breeze as Cloud Cover floated over the table for some coffee. So, Breeze, how many other ponies work here? Just two. They should be here at any moment. There was a loud crash in the vicinity of the staircase, followed by a laughter and a muffled but clearly angry female voice. "That would be them now," Bree said. The lounge... There it is again. The lounge door opened, and a yellow earth pony with a brown mane raced into the room. He had an extremely enthusiastic expression on his face. His yellow eyes practically glowed with excitement. Gosh, I'm so sorry. Ditzy noticed the energetic pony had a pair of live wires with a spark in between them for a cutie mark. "What's the holdup? You're so slow," the earth pony called down the steps. "I think you're just too fast, as always," the female voice replied. The owner of this voice, a sky blue unicorn with a teal mane, sauntered into the room. In contrast to the other arrivals, she didn't look particularly enthused. Her purple eyes stared in annoyance at the earth pony. The unicorn spotted a cluster of small stars and a comet as a cutie mark. "Oh, lighten up," the earth pony said with to his unicorn companion. He glanced over and his eyes locked on Ditzy. "Oh, there, it's a new employee." In an instant, the earth pony was right in front of Ditzy, shaking her hoof sounds like Pinkie Pie, so rapidly that her whole body vibrated. "Hi, how are you? Name's Kilowatt Hour. Most people just call me Watt, probably because of this time that my whole name is already gone." He punctuated his erratic greeting by an annoyingly loud, gleefully loud laugh. Ditzy had listened carefully to catch everything the pony had said. He talked just as quickly as he moved. "So anyways, who are you?" Ditzy stammered, her body still trembling for Watt's jarring hoof shake. "Nice to meet you, Ditzy. I'm positive you and I will get along just fine, even though I don't know anything about you, because I get along with every pony, and hey, are those muffins?" And suddenly, Watt was at the breakfast table, helping himself. Ditzy barely even saw him move. Breeze met Ditzy's eyes, slightly distressed look on his face, with a grin. "Don't worry about him. Watt takes a little getting used to, but he's just about the friendliest pony you'll ever meet." "He certainly seems energetic," Ditzy commented. "That's what happens when you work with electricity," Watt yelled without turning away from his breakfast. "Once you got chucked enough times, everything around you starts moving real slowly." He shoved another pastry in his mouth, and suddenly he was on the other side of the room, tugging a cloud cover. All Ditzy saw was a blur of the yellow fur as he passed by. Ditzy turned to look at the unicorn, who hadn't spoken at anyone since entering the room. She was now seated in the corner, using her magic to page to the magazine. "Who's that?" Breeze looked over the unicorn. "That's Cosmic Glow. We just call her Glow. Well, except Watt. He calls her Cosmo for whatever reason." "Should I go introduce myself? She didn't come join us. Is she shy or something?" "Shy is not the right word. More like just plain antisocial." "Oh, she can't be that bad," Ditzy argued. "She's got to have some special skill if she's a matchmaker." Breeze shrugged. "Don't say I didn't warn you. "Oh, hush," Ditzy chided. She left the dining area and trotted over to the Cosmic Glow. Terrible reader. She trotted over to Cosmic Glow. She stood in front of the unicorn for a few moments, but the latter didn't lower her magazine. "Hello," Ditzy said loudly, determined to get the unicorn to talk to her. Glow finally put the magazine down and looked up at Ditzy. She stared blankly at the Pegasus for a few moments and scrunched up her nose as if she smelled something rotten. "Oh, that's messed up." "Ew, what's wrong with your eyes?" Ditzy was used to the question, but it was still taken aback by how rudely the unicorn had phrased it. "They've been this way for a while," she replied slowly. "No." Trying not to hide her ticked-off expression, "It's an unfortunate medical condition." She turned the topic away from her disability. "Anyway," she continued, extending her hoof out in greeting, "I'm Ditzy Doo. You are?" "Glow," the unicorn responded, rudely ignoring Ditzy's offered hoof shake. "I have the best success rate at the company. I suppose you, being a newbie, came for me for some tips?" "No, not really." Ditzy was getting more and more annoyed by the unicorn's personality. "I just figured I'd be friendly and say hello." "Well then, hello. Now go away. I'm busy." That's messed up. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cough that alone one day. Levitating her magazine again, Ditzy snorted indignantly and turned and trotted back toward the other ponies. "A real charmer, isn't she?" Bree said sarcastically as the frustrated pony walked up to him. She's just a jerk, really, Ditzy said under her breath. Does she really have the highest shipping success rate of all of you? Unfortunately, yes, Breeze replied. While she naturally has not one polite bone in her body, she's awfully good at faking it when dealing with clients. And despite her utterly snide attitude, she really gets the workings of relationships somehow. Her total success number is way higher than any of ours. The only pony with a better success rate is Candy Floss himself. His is in a whole different category than we are, though. What kind of jobs does Candy Floss do anyways? No pony knows. All I know is that he handles super complex and very delicate situation. Sometimes his plan is to get two ponies together that can span a month or more, and yet rumor has it he's never failed a single job he's taken. Really? Bree shrugged again. Like I said, it's all rumors. Hardly any pony knows any real details of what Candy Floss really does. So I can't read anymore because the time limit's up, and I'm sorry. Goodbye.